I'm back with another video. So if this is your first time on the channel, I just would like to say welcome and thank you so much for watching. And if you like what you see, feel free to hit that subscribe button and be sure to click that bell, that way you never miss an upload from me. And if you're an OG that's been here for a minute, thank you so much for coming back. So I am here with a tiny build. Yes, this is actually a tiny house. It is exactly 64 tiles, and I made sure to utilize every single tile to its max potential, and you'll see what I mean in just a little bit. This house is also a duplex. Yes, a duplex. You might be like, well, it's hard enough to put one sim in a tiny house. Now you want to have two separate units? Yes, I do, because that's the type of person I am, and I really love how this comes out. I think this house is super duper adorable. The look and feel that I wanted to go for was something very higgledy-piggledy, something very handcrafted. I wanted the items to look like they were maybe recycled or upcycled, or you know, I just wanted it to feel like this place was made with someone's own two hands, and I really love how this comes out. So yes, as you saw, I created the facade and I wanted the color scheme to be a little out there. So there's brown, kind of orangey planks on one side of the house, and then there's green on the other. I don't know, like I said, I wanted this to look like maybe it came from buildings that have come down in the past, or offcuts of wood, just something that isn't particularly normal, in quotation marks, and someone put their own artistic spin and created this beauty. And again, I really love how this came out. Now I'm choosing some windows for this home, and all of these windows came from the Get Together pack, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm creating this little ledge up here, so whoever's in the top unit has a little bit of an outdoor view. You know, it's not a whole lot, but a little bit is more than none. And, you know, that is the theme in here. A little bit goes a long way. So I am adjusting this second roof, which we eventually get rid of. You know, it's not really working. And I do eventually use the awning that came with the Island Living pack. I just wanted to have the entryway on the bottom unit to have just a little bit of presence, a little bit of pomp and circumstance, if you will. And there's that awning that I'm using, and I really love that tin cover. It matches the roof texture that is also tin. And the doors that I'm using for this unit, so on the bottom entryway and the top entryway, both of those doors are from the Movie Hangout Stuff pack. I really love those doors because it has like a cool, eclectic, bohemian style to them. Both of them are hand painted, and like I said, it just really adds to the artistic vibe that I get from here. The back door on the bottom unit is from the Cats and Dogs pack, so that door leads to the deck. And on the top unit, the door that leads to the balcony is from the Moschino Stuff pack. Space up there is really tight, so I definitely wanted to make sure I had a sliding door in order to access the outside. Each unit has certain things and they don't have certain things. So by that, I mean each unit has its own sink, it has its own cooktop, and it has its own refrigerator, but it doesn't have a toilet or a shower. So with the toilet situation, it's not in either of the units, just really no space. So I have to put it outside. Now, I've never showered outside, but I've watched plenty of videos on YouTube of people who have, and they say it's nothing like it, especially like showering or taking a bath at night under the stars. They say that it's really its own experience, and everyone should try it at least once. So why not give my Sims that opportunity? Now I'm back in the inside, and I'm just trying to arrange everything. There's our little kitchenette. It is essentially 1x3 tiles wide. So we have that sink from the Laundry Day Stuff pack, the stove, and the countertop, both from base game. And I'm adding in this double bed from the Outdoor Retreat pack. I chose it because it has that wood texture, and I would imagine that a woodworker lives in it. This unit, I actually would imagine that the woodworker themselves built this home with their own two hands. They also have a woodworking table just so they can keep up with their craft, and also they're able to make money from their works. In the top unit, I imagine an artist to live up there. I do eventually add in a artist easel. I feel like their motivation for living here was definitely to get inspiration from this beautiful backdrop, which is Windenburg, and also just to simplify their life and not feel so tied down by, living in the city or having all of this stuff. I feel like they came out here for some sort of like creative clarity, and yeah, they're just living their best lives out here. There are some pros and cons to living off the grid. So if you don't know, the Off Grid lot type came with the Strangerville Pack, and the pros are no bills. Yay! Okay, you can save your money, and the money that you make is truly yours. You don't have to worry about your power getting shut off or your water getting shut off. All your money is your money. The cons are the water quality isn't the best. Oh my gosh, my Sims, they suffer. They truly suffer here. So I feel like the off the grid lot type will be great for someone looking to do a challenge, or someone that really wants a more realistic insight to tiny living from the perspective of someone who's created these systems from the ground up with their bare hands and don't necessarily have access to certain utilities or certain accommodations that would come to being connected with the main power or water source. So yes, like I said, my Sims suffer. Like they get like these weird little moodlets that, the water doesn't taste so great, or I think it's called brackish water. So especially like when they take showers, oh my gosh, they're in such bad moods. And also with that, my Sims have gotten sick. So there's been a time where I had my Sim to like take a nice relaxing soak in the tub, and it's like they broke out with like tiger figuritis. I don't know, like they had stripes all over them. It looked horrifying. So just a word of caution, but I think this will be perfect for like a rags to riches challenge, or if you just wanted your Sims to live a more simple life. I don't know any ways around that kind of moodlet. I just don't know. I'm sorry, I just don't know. Anyway, back into the build. I'm creating this little slope so your Sim doesn't always have to access their home from the back. Like I said, the front of the house is away from the beach and the back is more oriented to the beach and the beautiful scenery. So I'm adding in just this little bit of a slope using the terrain editing tools, and I'm placing these flat garden stones. Those are from the debug menu, and I think those came with base game. I see those flat stones all the time in Oasis Springs. And on this little slope, I'm also putting this little self-contained planter box. Maybe your Sims earn a bit of extra income by selling their produce or selling flowers that they've planted, or they use these things to sustain themselves. So yeah, that's definitely something there. Oh, and if I didn't mention this already, this house is also starter game friendly. So yes, it is under 20,000 simoleons. Like I said, with the whole kind of secondhand or handcrafted vibe, I definitely wanted to be conscious of how much this house actually costs for you to move in. So if you definitely wanted to start a new challenge and start from scratch and be able to afford this lot, you definitely can do so. And I'm adding in this pond here, also from the debug menu. So this is another way to sustain yourself or to sell and make money. So you can do fishing, you can sell the fish, or you can either eat the fish yourself on the grill. So yeah, this is pretty much how the house ends up looking. At this point, I'm just doing a little bit of landscaping by adding trees and doing a bit of terrain painting. I like to use the starter soil in the dirt and sand section in the terrain paints. I feel like it adds just a little bit of depth without it getting too muddy, and I'm just making sure that I really put those in areas under the trees, around the pond, around the house, just to make it seem as though there's some sort of breaking in the earth. And that's just something that I see realistically with just kind of like terrain and how things meet up with each other. Back in the top unit, I'm really trying to make everything work. Like I said, this is the unit that I had kind of worries about since it's so tight, and as you can see, I'm doing a little bit of play testing, making sure that your Sims can actually go in. I was going to use the cooler up there, but I thought we have a cooktop here. Why not have a mini fridge so your Sims are able to still cook and still utilize that feature, but you know, it don't be too much, because off the grid you only have a couple of options to cook. Maybe you would have more options if your Sims had a higher skill, but from what I've seen, you can only make bacon and eggs, or no, you can only make eggs and toast or grilled cheese, so just keep that in mind. But we do have a grill here, so you have more options of cooking like veggie dogs or veggie burgers, sausage and peppers and things like that. And then it's at that point when I added the mini fridge, I kind of figured that, you know, I need wardrobes. Like, your Sims have to get ready, especially if these are two separate units. I might want to keep that separate and make sure your Sims have everything they need to really thrive and be happy here. But anyway, you guys, I have rambled on enough. I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. If you made it this far in the video, first and foremost, thank you. And if you haven't done so already, feel free to subscribe and be sure to click that bell. That way you never miss an upload from me. Also, feel free to like, comment, and share this video. It helps me and the channel out more than you know. If you're interested in anything in my personal life or just see some of my thumbnails outside of YouTube, feel free to follow me on my social medias, which are linked down in the description box below. And be sure to download this lot. The download information will also be in the description box, and my origin ID is Simply-Nisey. Again, you guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.